Tales from the Crypt. Showdown is a masterful exploration of suspense, moral ambiguity, and psychological tension that distinguishes itself within the horror genre. The episode begins with a deceptively tranquil setting in a small town, evoking the appearance of ordinary life while subtly hinting at lurking danger. The cinematography immediately establishes a sense of unease, employing long shots that emphasize isolation and framing ordinary spaces in ways that suggest imminent threat. The arrival of a mysterious figure disrupts the town's equilibrium, setting in motion a narrative that skillfully interweaves horror with psychological exploration. This character, enigmatic and charismatic, manipulates situations with subtle cruelty, revealing not only the town's hidden secrets but also the darker aspects of human nature itself. Tales from the Crypt has always excelled at transforming the mundane into the terrifying, and Showdown exemplifies this by creating a narrative in which ordinary people confront extraordinary moral dilemmas and personal fears. The early sequences focus on establishing the relationships and tensions among the townspeople. Through a combination of dialogue, visual storytelling, and subtle cues, the episode develops characters with a richness that belies the relatively short running time. A seemingly casual conversation in the town's diner, for example, gradually escalates into a tense confrontation, revealing layers of resentment, envy, and fear that underpin the social fabric. The stranger's presence acts as a catalyst, accelerating conflicts and forcing characters to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and each other. The direction emphasizes psychological tension over overt violence, employing silence, lingering camera angles, and suggestive sound design to create an atmosphere in which fear feels pervasive and inescapable. One of the episode's most compelling sequences occurs in the town hall, where the stranger openly challenges the moral authority of the town's leaders. This confrontation is staged with remarkable attention to spatial dynamics, ensuring that every gesture and facial expression carries weight. Dialogue functions as a strategic weapon, revealing hidden motives, shifting alliances, and escalating the tension to a near-breaking point. As the narrative progresses, the stranger's manipulations expose the fragility of social norms and the ease with which fear and desire can corrupt even the most respected individuals. The episode thereby combines elements of suspense, horror, and social commentary, reflecting on the human capacity for deception, ambition, and moral compromise under pressure. Character development in Showdown is nuanced and multi-layered. Each character is portrayed as a complex individual whose decisions are influenced by a mixture of personal history, social expectation, and instinctive response to fear. The episode's moral core is expressed through situations in which choices carry significant consequences, emphasizing that actions, even minor ones, can precipitate profound and often terrifying outcomes. The stranger functions not only as an antagonist but also as a mirror, reflecting each character's hidden weaknesses and latent desires, compelling the audience to examine the moral ambiguities inherent in human nature. Moments of tension are punctuated by quiet reflection, allowing viewers to consider ethical implications and anticipate potential repercussions, deepening engagement with the narrative. Visually, Showdown is characterized by its atmospheric use of lighting, shadow, and composition to heighten suspense and underscore thematic concerns. The interplay of light and darkness mirrors the duality of human nature, while environmental cues such as shifting weather, creaking doors, and sudden silences are used to manipulate tension and guide audience perception. Close-up shots capture subtle expressions of fear, guilt, and realization, immersing the viewer in the character's psychological experiences. The sound design complements the visuals, employing both ambient sound and strategic silences to create moments of heightened anxiety and anticipation. This meticulous attention to sensory detail is a hallmark of Tales from the Crypt and contributes to the enduring impact of the episode. Thematically, Showdown examines the interplay between justice, revenge, and morality. The narrative challenges conventional notions of right and wrong by presenting situations in which characters must navigate complex ethical landscapes, often facing impossible choices that reveal the contradictions and fragilities of human judgment. A climactic scene in which a character must decide between protecting themselves or confronting the antagonist underscores the tension between self-preservation and moral responsibility. These moments resonate because they reflect universal human dilemmas, elevating the horror beyond superficial scares to explore fundamental aspects of ethical decision-making and the consequences of action or inaction. From a personal perspective, Showdown resonates as a richly crafted episode that balances suspense, psychological depth, and narrative sophistication. The episode evokes both nostalgia and appreciation for the skillful combination of character study, atmospheric tension, and moral inquiry that defines the Tales from the Crypt series. Scenes that initially appear straightforward reveal additional layers upon closer viewing, whether through foreshadowing, visual symbolism, or subtle thematic cues. The episode's ability to maintain tension without resorting to gratuitous violence or clichés allows it to achieve a level of sophistication rarely seen in genre television, ensuring that it remains compelling and thought-provoking long after the credits roll. In conclusion, Tales from the Crypt, Showdown exemplifies the series' capacity to blend horror, psychological exploration, and moral reflection into a cohesive and engaging narrative. Through masterful cinematography, nuanced character development, and skillful pacing, the episode creates a world in which ordinary individuals confront extraordinary moral and psychological challenges. The result is a suspenseful, thought-provoking, and emotionally resonant experience that continues to captivate audiences. Showdown's blend of tension, ethical inquiry, and visual storytelling ensures its status as a standout episode, illustrating the enduring appeal and sophistication of Tales from the Crypt as a landmark in horror television storytelling.